Welcome to the session on measures of central tendency and spread, coding. The objectives for this session are to understand and use coding to calculate variance and standard deviation. The objective of coding is to simplify statistical calculations. Each value is coded and converted to a new set of data, which can be worked with more easily. The formula y equals x minus a all over b is often used to code where a, b are constants to be found or given. For all data, the mean is x bar and the standard deviation is sigma x. The mean of the coded data is y bar, which equals x bar minus a all over b. And the standard deviation of coded data is sigma y equals sigma x over b. In order to find the mean and standard deviation of the original data, rearrange the formulae as x bar equals b times y bar plus a, and sigma x equals b times sigma y. Let's now take a look at an example. Pause the video and have a go. Press play when you're ready to view the solutions. So let's have a go at example 1a first. A set of data values x is given on your screen. Code the data using y equals x minus 8 over 10 and find the mean of the coded values. So let's solve this. The coded data now becomes the set of data you can see on your screen. We have taken 8 away from the original data and then divided by 10. So for example, for the first value, we have 48 minus 8, which becomes 40, and then divided by 10, which becomes 4. As shown here. For the second value, we have 38 minus 8 divided by 10, and it becomes 3. Here, 68 minus 8 divided by 10 is 6. 108 minus 8 divided by 10 is 10. 158 minus 8 divided by 10 is 15. 18 minus 8 divided by 10 is 1. 138 minus 8 divided by 10 is 13. And finally, 28 minus 8 divided by 10 is equal to 2. So the mean of the coded data, and notice now that the values are so much simpler, it's going to be easier to find. So the mean of the coded data is all of these values added up and then divided by 8, because there are 8 values. So the mean is 6.75. And now for part B. Using your answer to part A, calculate the mean of the original data. Notice that 2 formulae have been highlighted. They are both rearrangements of each other. So we have y bar equals x bar minus a over b. Remember, this was the formula we used in part A to code the data. And the rearrangement of this is x bar equals b times y bar plus a. We're going to use both these formulae to help us with this solution. So let's solve this. From part A, we know that the coded data using y equals x minus 8 over 10 is as shown on your screen. The mean of the coded data from part A is y bar equals 6.75. So, using the highlighted formula x bar equals b times y bar plus a, let's plug in the values, and we have x bar equals 10, which is b, times 6.75, which is y bar, plus a, or 8, to give 75.5. So therefore, x bar is equal to 75.5. And now for part C. Given that the standard deviation of the coded data is 4.94343 to 5 decimal places, calculate the standard deviation of the original data to 2 decimal places. So let's solve this. Notice this time the two formulae which have been highlighted, which are equivalent to each other, are sigma y equals sigma x over b and sigma x equals b times sigma y. Again, we're going to use these to help us solve this part of the question. Now from the question we know that sigma y equals 4.94343, and from part B we know that b is equal to 10. So using the formula sigma x equals b times sigma y, we simply plug in the values. So b equals 10 and sigma y as shown, to give us that sigma x is equal to 49.43 to 2 decimal places. This brings us to the end of this session. If you have understood its contents, you should be able to understand and use coding to calculate variance and standard deviation. Thank you very much for listening. To understand this topic in greater depth, do attempt the exercises in your textbook related to this topic.